order the Wilmette Park District Committee of the Whole meeting for June 22nd, 2026 at 6:32. We have a roll call, please.
Yes. Commissioner Duffy. Present. Commissioner Clark.
Here.
Commissioner Frazier.
Here.
Commissioner Murdoch.
Here.
Commissioner Adrian Oakley.
Here.
Commissioner Gold.
Here.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, 2.0 item includes communications and correspondence. Any communications and notes besides what's in the packet?
We did receive an email from the League of Women Voters regarding our tree ordinance, which we can discuss at the time.
Sounds good. That's very good. Good. Anything else? Right, public comments and recognition of visitors. Would anyone like to address our committee today? Please.
Do I just stand here or where do you, wherever you'd like?
Right up here.
I'm gonna take this off too. I couldn't get my tape going there. Mark Weiermuller, I'm here at the Wilmette Park District meeting. I'm taping this. I understand they are taping this now, is what I've heard.
That's right.
And that it might be on the website. I wonder if it's because of me, possibly because I've been talking about it. I wish all village meetings, school board, village committee meetings, I wish everything was taped. So the public can see this rather than have to come over. There are generally audio tapes of these type of meetings, but they're only available by FOIA generally. So three quick points. I'll try to be under 2 minutes here. People might know me from Wilmette Connection. I got the Wilmette Connection hat on here. Facebook group. I'm also on Twitter. I speak at a lot of public meetings. I saw something that I wrote for the sometimes 29 years ago questioning a tax increase. So I've been basically a taxpayer advocate for a long time. Real quick, I'm concerned about Big Tree Lane, which many people might not know is actually where Bethel congregation is on the expressway and Glenview Road. The Park District bought that a couple of years ago for $5.5 million with no voter referendum. Now they're renting to the police station, and eventually, the rumor is unconfirmed, they're going to tear it down and build a new $60 million pool. So that's, a lot of people are denying that, but it's a rumor. So I think they should sell Bethel and turn it over for housing to get more housing in Wilmette and not have more parkland. I think we have enough parkland in Wilmette. Second point, I'm concerned about Howard Park, which is not a Wilmette Park. It should be a Wilmette Park. I'd like Wilmette Park to take over Howard Park. It's a village park. It's very complicated how government works. I've been studying all my life. I have no idea. Probably most people in the room don't know how government works. But Howard Park, a big section of it, at 1:54, everybody's looking at the watches. Howard Park, a big section of it was taken over for the police construction project. So they destroyed a bunch of Howard Park. They destroyed a bunch of trees. I would like the Park District to take over Howard Park and restore it. Lastly, the fence construction over at the community playfields. I understand part of that is school district, part of it is community playfields, Park District controls. But they have this huge construction fence for replacing windows in the Wilmette Junior High. They're taking up parking spots. I don't know why they need to take up that much space. It seems like a kind of a boondoggle project. I don't even know who's watching it. I've replaced windows in buildings in Chicago. We do one window at a time. It's not that big a job. So that's my thoughts. I'm at 2:48. And thank you. Again, my name is Mark Weiermuller. I'm under 3 minutes. Have a good day.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you, Margaret. Would anyone else like to address the committee? Great. Thank you for joining us today. All right, now we'll move on to 4.0 old business, seeing none, 5.0 new business. Next up, review of the 2025 annual comprehensive financial report.
Kathleen, you want to have join us? Kathleen, the senior auditor on our review. There was nothing, I don't think there was anything that really that was a problem. We didn't have any issues. I sent a summary memo of some of the things to take a look at with respect to anything that I would think that you would want to know about. IMRF reissued financials again. So there is an update to the financials. You have the most current version, but none of it affected the income statement. It was all, I refer to it as kind of balance sheet geography. Gonna have to figure out how they're publishing and why it's taking so long. And I will talk with Heinrich about that during the off season. But for the most part, there's no surprises. The numbers that I reported to you in January and February are what you should be seeing in the financials. And I think it went pretty well. I hope you're not gonna contradict me here, but Sarah, anybody have any questions?
Yes, welcome back.
Thank you. You're probably tired of seeing me every year, but
Probably not as much as others. We've only seen you a little bit, so nice to see you again.
So, I don't know if anybody has any questions.
Yeah, any more, is there to add before we are discussions? Commissioners? I always look at you.
All right, well, I was gonna say something later, but I'll go ahead and say it now. Sheila did everything possible to make it easy for me to review this. She gave me a printed copy. Really appreciate it. Usually takes me about 3-4+ hours to go through this, and I just haven't had time since I got it. So I have not reviewed it, so I'll be abstaining from the vote because I haven't done my job.
Thank you for.
So here's what I have, just some comments and then I have a couple of questions. So one of the things that jumped out to me as I was reading through it was, we had a 14.3% increase in program participation on the year. So Dave, that's your team. Nice job. 14% year over year. That's pretty big. So that jumped out to me. So I wanted to make sure I shouted out to you, Dave. Appreciate the effort. And I know that you've been working hard with your group to look at our programming as little business groups, and maybe that has helped make this difference. Unfortunately, didn't really write my questions down. I just highlighted a bunch of stuff. My question, so I lost track while I was going through. So page 22 of the report, capital assets. At the very bottom of it mentions that district's capital assets were found in note 3. But then when I was going through the back, I didn't see note 3. Maybe I missed it. But really, what we're talking about here are buildings, land, equipment, right? And I did see that highlighted throughout, but that just missed the.
so page 47 is actually the footnote for capital assets.
Okay.
So you will see the land, construction in progress, buildings, improvements, it's categorized by that.
Yeah, all right, so that was just me missing it, but I did see that whole outline in the, and then I was really curious, it references some, abbreviations like GASB 87. What,
Leases.
that's a particular type of.
Yeah,
So
yes,
What does
yes.
that mean?
So basically,
GASB stands for Government Accounting Standard.
Oh,
So
okay.
they issue,
announcements.
thank you, that tell us how we're supposed to account for certain things.
Okay,
This particular GASB handles leases, and some things that you would not think would be a lease
yeah,
get lease treatment,
okay,
where you have to put a liability on the books and you amortize the liability down.
all right,
So depending, on how long the term is, there's, a bunch of rules. And we have some, like we have some situations that would be like maybe a normal rental agreement, where you would just think would be a cash thing, we pay and then we stay,
yeah,
and then we write, we expense. This requires GASB 87 treatment. It's an absolute spike in the head, but
yeah,
we have to, there has to be some reflection of the long-term
obligation,
with that we have. So, there's a materiality check also. So, we watch out for that.
all right, thank you very much.
Mhm.
Makes sense, I knew it was the least what just makes sense. One thing that I know we've talked about in the past, and I just want to call attention to it, is, so our debt obligations, right? So to calculate how much we can borrow, is an interesting formula. It's 50% of your utilized as asset assessed value, right? So we are currently at 6.7% of what we could borrow against our, and we've been as high as like 33 or 38%. I thought I saw back maybe 10 years ago. It's on one of your charts. And my guess is that we have a lot of debt related to like Centennial and maybe something else that has rolled off the books over time. And so I was surprised at our 6.7%. I thought that was great for us to understand that.
But there's two different types of limitations depending on what type of debt it is.
Very, very true, but I was excited about 6.7%.
It's low. It's good. It is low.
And then I did have on your notes toward the end, commingling of cash. How much of an issue is that really?
That's like the important thing we understand, like total overall cash is positive. It's just like per fund. When we're looking at cash and investments, we don't want that to go negative by fund. Overall, it's fine, but just something to like explore. Hey, are we paying more out of one fund, but the revenues, like income is less versus some of the capital projects, like there's like only certain amount of like income coming in from property taxes, like you levy for it, versus expenditures can go out the roof. So it's just.
But the way that we have our funds,
Mhm.
my understanding is there's really only special rec fund that we really can't move money out of, right?
It's all of the, there's a lot of funds we can't move
Okay.
money out of. So everything is restricted unless it's Fund 10, which is our general fund, Fund 20, which is our rec fund, and Fund 70, which is our capital fund. The issue with respect to commingled cash
Yeah.
has been an issue since 2012,
Okay.
okay? It's just that we would try to fix it this year. But then, you know, the way that the auditors proposed we fixed it, I didn't agree with. So
Oh.
we're working on, well, they wanted to run it through the income statement, and I don't think that that's appropriate. But I could be wrong. In the meantime, we're good with cash on top of the house. That's how we report our financials. We are positive. We just have to come up with a way to allocate cash over all of the funds. Only a balance sheet thing, not an income and
Right.
expense thing. I have calls set up in the next month with 2 other park districts who have the same issue we have. And I want to talk, they use Tyler, and I want to know why Tyler is not calculating this correctly for us.
Hmm.
And we'll get that fixed.
Tyler's our system or?
Yeah, Encode, the Tyler Technology, that's, you know, who owns the product.
Yeah.
And we will work on getting that fixed and having the system do that correctly for us.
So is it fall? Am I just simplifying it too much? Is it like, okay, capital fund has, 70% of the money that's commingled with these other funds, and is it just allocating what percentage of the fund is?
Well, that-
should earn the interest or
So
whatever?
that's the thing, is I asked, how do you do the calculation?
Yeah,
And nobody can tell me how to calculate.
Oh.
So I want to figure out.
even you guys.
Right.
We can, like I said, we suggested something which she didn't agree with, which is totally fine. That's why we left the comment as is. Let me know which other part districts you're gonna talk to, so,
I'm not sure
yeah,
if you work with them, but I'm gonna talk to them.
Okay.
People that I trust.
Sure.
I'll do what they do. And, I just, I would think that you'd be able to just open up a book and say this is how to calculate it, and then I can calculate it. So, again, cash overall, and we don't present our balance sheet by fund. We present our balance sheet by the district.
Mhm.
So it's really just an internal accounting thing, but I agree, it looks weird that, there's a big, huge positive number in one fund and then negatives and all the other funds. So maybe it's just a correcting entry and then the system can do it prospectively, but I just haven't had any bandwidth to take that on during this. I've lost my accounting manager, and so I'm trying to figure out how to get this fixed. But we will by the end of this year. I've told them we will get it fixed. We'll be working on it during the year.
All right, and then funds on the budget, I didn't understand why, because we moved, in my mind, we're still moving money between funds, so.
We are, but that's still over budget. We're just not under fund balance policy.
So it's really not a big issue.
We'll see, and this is part of the problem. We budget to the appropriation. We have always worked to the appropriation.
Yeah.
And I know that I mean, we do this budget, so that's why it's a write-up. I tried like really hard to not make us feel sick this year, but IMRF flew us up on an accelerated payment that we didn't know was coming, that we're still fighting with them about it. It's been reflected in the income statement, we're still fighting with it. And then special rec with the aides, you know,
Yeah.
it just bounced the budget, but it did not bounce the appropriation, so.
I know that was still within the appropriation.
Those are my questions and comments. Thank you.
Thank you.
Pretty easy.
Seemed like.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I
You know,
live
what's
this,
better than
I
I do.
live these numbers, so like I'm just.
Well, I'll pick up from here. So I also was curious about the benefits or drawbacks of the commingled cash. Sounds like we'll get some more information to consider. And I know we've also talked at the last finance committee meeting, which Commissioner Duffy chaired, of thinking about how do we set aside funds that we can use for future planning, whether it's an investment in a facility or something else that we identify. I think Glenview also sets aside, funds to be earmarked for projects that are in the future, but I would assume that might also be commingled cash.
Well, again, I am getting the questions together to have that discussion with you all.
Mhm.
So, once we, and I'm also talking to 5 other park districts about what they do with respect to that.
Yeah.
And, we'll see. I mean, maybe it's a separate account. I just, the way it's done, I just want to agree how we fund it. This is not like
Yeah.
a baby next year, we'll see. But, we're just putting some thoughts together to think about how we create this savings account. That I don't believe needs a separate fund, because I know other park districts do it without having a separate fund.
Sure.
And,
The mechanism will be good to better.
well, yeah, and then, we'll think about how we want to do that. We'll make that a procedure, a process,
Mhm.
and I will live by that process.
That's good. And then my other item, or just note, I appreciated the comments about cybersecurity and be as secure as we can. I mean, we know that when we think about ransomware, often it's, government organizations, but perhaps a municipality, maybe less. Regardless, we don't want to be caught off guard. So anything that we could do that is low cost or high value, maybe by asking our vendors to complete additional questionnaire elements, so that they're secure. I know that we also have credit card processing, so,
We don't store credit card numbers, right?
They're masked. All right, keep in mind that that's an issue. I don't understand how all the PII works. There's a new upgrade coming from RecTrack sometime this year. Things are going to change.
yeah, we're right. You guys pass through another portal.
Right.
We don't collect.
Right.
So all of that is masked to us.
Right. So we don't, so if someone gets in our system, they can't get everybody's credit card numbers. I guess that's.
I mean, they could get, names, ages, addresses, things that we still wouldn't want public.
Right.
But yes, your point is your larger point is right.
But we also hired in 25 a vendor to come in and test us.
Mhm.
And they gave us a ton of feedback that we are implementing.
Right.
So
That's a best practice.
yeah, so we're working on it, and anything that they find,
Mhm.
Bill then makes a risk assessment and it's like, yeah, we're gonna implement this. He's working through that list also.
Great.
One of my questions was also about the management letter and just the identification as emerging risk areas.
It's just a cautionary thing. We're not docking you guys. We issued it to all our clients. It's just something that we're required to do by GFOA. So as you'll see, read through it, like it says, you don't need to change anything you're doing, just continue doing what you're doing, if not make it stronger, that's all.
Right. And well, I'm up for that.
Mhm.
We have these discussions every year of what we could do that would make things a little tighter. And, IT it's a little nerve wracking for me.
Yeah.
But we, everybody, and he's a member of, the big IT groups and Padermo's IT group, somebody from Padermo, holds these meetings and then talk about all the issues that we deal with in cybersecurity. It's an issue, and believe me now, we have a system that sends out these fake emails that
Yeah.
you see, like your back training, you know, and,
I know when I get a pay stub.
No.
There's no pay stub happening here, so that's not real.
Sorry, right? But, you know, so you know they're coming, and some of them are good, because I really do think that the software, like, knows what you're doing. So I remember being in a conversation with Chris, and then I got an email with him asking it, and I was like, no, oh, nice try. And it was a fish, but it was really good. It was enough to make me want to click on it, but it didn't, so. But we all go have to, and we take the training. If you don't take the training, you lose your access to the system. So,
Yeah, layers of security, right?
I'm actually disappointed. I do learn from your questions every year. So, well, no, life happens, but I am curious with the questions that he does have, does that prevent us from moving forward with anything on your end or, okay, so.
We're gonna vote on it tonight.
If you could still share,
Yeah.
I always learn from what you guys.
I'm happy to.
And if you have any questions, just feel free to reach out. We'll be happy.
Like I said, Sheila did everything she could for me this year, so thank you.
This is this is what I really read through and digest the best. Is there anything that that has not been asked that you in hindsight wish had been added to here that could draw our attention to?
so it takes me a while to put that together.
I love it.
So I
Thank
want to
you.
know, I really, as I sit there, I think about whether if I were on a board, what would I want to know?
Yes,
And that's what I.
because it is a detailed document.
Right.
Yes, thank you.
Sure.
Well, any other questions?
Just kidding.
Thank you for the shows. Yeah.
Are you sure there's nothing you want to add? Came all this way?
Special.
Two more Gatsby for now. Here, I just want to pinpoint, 103 will be, one of them is more happy on the report side, which is going to be, Gatsby requiring a lot more explanation on the, in the MD&A of like how things change, instead of just saying increase because of program.
And we've started some of
Yes, yes.
So the
And,
MDA is getting more expansive with more explanations of why.
This year and December around 17 effects. So basically by December, I guarantee we'll be in a great shape, like, and during on-site, we'll be able to, request what we need for the. I think that's the biggest, change that's coming. So it's, not a PTSD audit as always, and I like it that way. I have some other thorns in my bouquet always, so that's how I remember.
That's funny. Okay, well, if
Alright.
it's the procedural note we discussed during the committee of the whole, but in a little while, we're going to have a special board meeting if we work mode on approval.